Oh, shit. All right. It's your boy, Keith Axel Jackson, the Realtor with Passion, coming back at you on my new set that I got set up here. Many of you saw me building it online, but honestly, it doesn't know justice if I don't bring company to experience it with me. So, who I have with me today is actually a very dear friend for many years now. Actually, one of the influences and inspirations that got me into real estate, along with helping me purchase my own first home. But he's helped me help many other individuals purchase homes here, and does it in a way that is, how do I put it, very smooth. He is the smooth mortgage broker, as I like to call Mr. Jason Smalley of USA Mortgage. Jason, what's up, baby?
Hi, Jakeer.
Welcome to the house.
I'm so happy to be here.
Good to see you, man.
Finally.
Finally, you made it here. After 4 years. It'll be 4 years in August that we bought this. Yeah, it's been that long. It'll be 4 years in August when we bought this thing. Yeah, it was a hell of a deal. That was a hell of a deal.
I know. And what's her name is next door.
Oh yeah, we sold her house.
Yeah.
Right next door.
Yeah.
She's literally 3 houses down, which was the best close I ever had. And best walkthrough, best inspection. I literally walked out of the house with a cup of coffee in my hand and walked across the street.
Stop it.
Oh, in my pajamas.
That's fantastic.
It was beautiful. The inspection was at 9 o'clock. I literally had a cup of coffee. I'm on the front porch and I'm like, it's 8:57. All right, let me go now. And I just walked down in my pajamas with my slippers on.
Yeah.
Did the inspection like that. Same thing for the walkthrough before the close. It was the best. You can't get an easier closing than one right next door.
That's fantastic.
It was fabulous. It was absolutely fabulous, boss. But it's been 4 years, and I remember. You remember the story? You obviously remember how I ended up getting you to do that.
Yes.
So for those that don't know, I got to tell the story.
Go ahead.
So for those that don't know, Jason and I met one fearless night in Middletown, Connecticut, where I, at the time, was doing a network marketing business. And I was a broker, quote unquote, and I was talking to a young man about being a broker. And all of a sudden, out of the shadows appears this man that goes, "You're not a broker."
I was behind you.
You were behind me.
I was sitting behind you.
Yeah, not minding your business.
No.
You heard the
I was
word
getting
broker.
irritated hearing you talk behind me about how you were a broker. Okay, sorry.
Yes, and you definitely did chime in.
Yes.
And that turned into a long, probably 3-hour conversation.
Yeah.
In which I ended up going back to your office, dropping you off there and going home. And you called me up. I don't know how the hell you got my phone number. I think we exchanged numbers at some point in that. And you ended up calling me up going, "Is this Jakeith?" And I go, yeah, what's up, Jason? How are you? You go, "Dude, what? You brought me back to my office?" I go, "Yeah, I didn't want you to get mugged." And you were like, "And nothing is stolen. I don't even know you." And I go, "No." "Why, because I'm black?" And you go, no, not because of that. I was dying. And you're like, "Dude, I owe you," right? And I was like, "No doubt, no problem. Nice meeting you. It was a great time."
Yes.
And then we met up another time and hung out and shot the crap. And then that was pretty much it for about a good 4 months. And then I somehow decided I was going to look for buying a house just before I was a realtor, and ended up going with my boy Alan. And we ended up seeing a house, and he goes, "So you need to connect with a lender. I got one for you." And I go, "Wait a minute. Before I go with your lender, let me call this guy that I randomly met one day and see what he can do."
Yes.
And I call you out of the blue, and boom, you're like, "Let's do this.
Game on."
Game on. Your favorite thing. I love when you say game on. And I sent you over everything you had to do. You worked the magic that you do, and that's why I literally wanted to make sure he was my #1 guest here, first guest, and he's going to be a repeat guest. So the people will be able to get a lot of the information that you need, or that they need.
I hope so.
But and literally, you did some amazing, magical things. And next thing you know, you were like, "You're ready to go." And I go, "Shut up," because I didn't think it was even an option at that time.
Well, no, we had to put a little pause, work on a couple things, get our done afterwards. Right?
Yeah, we're recording now.
Great.
Here we go. Here we go. We'll figure it out afterwards. technology, man, it's a motherfucker. I tell you, it'll make you a liar like kids do. So we're back after a short commercial break. So as you were saying, Jason, I wanted you to really get on how, you know, the person looking at wanting to purchase a home for the first time, what are some of the things that they need to know? What should they do first? What are some of the steps? You know, they're right at the thinking stage of wanting to do it.
Yeah.
So what do you kind of think?
Ask questions.
Ask questions.
Ask questions.
Okay.
And when they start asking questions, eventually that's gonna start like building, almost like you're putting it out there into the universe.
Okay.
You keep it all secret. I'm not gonna tell anybody that I want to buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I might be a little embarrassed, or they're gonna make fun of me. Or how do I know this? The more you talk about it, the more you put it out there, the more you're gonna get in line with somebody, and then you're gonna start getting your finances together, figuring this out. What do I do? Is this right? What do I collect? And then eventually you're gonna say, we are 100% buy referral.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have my business coming in from past clients, from other in word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So I do good by you refer me to somebody else.
Yes.
So that person who was looking for a house or thinking about getting pre-approved or whichever, or making that next step, they talk to their friend who was dealing with me or knows somebody that I know, and then I get the phone call.
Okay.
So let's just say I get the first initial phone call.
Okay.
The first thing I always say is ask. Ask every single question. I never tell anybody that I have the answers, because I don't have the answers.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, I always know somebody who does. So the thing is working with somebody who you can be comfortable with asking your questions.
Okay, that makes sense. So now, going back to what you were saying before about the asking questions and being embarrassed and stuff, because I can tell you that one of the biggest things that was a fear of mine when I first reached out to you was the fact of knowing that there were things I had to work on financially. There were things I had to work on with my credit and stuff. And you know, with your guidance and your help, we were able to do that. Now I got more credit cards than I need, but yeah, we were just talking about Wayfair. I'm like, oh God, this is gonna suck. Yeah. But so with that part, that seems to be, I think, a big concern for people when they first want to buy a house, is that fear of discussing their finances with someone.
Yes.
Because it's an embarrassing situation. If you're not, you don't have an 800 credit score, you're not bringing home $300,000 a year, you've got some dings on your stuff, student loans and things. How do you help people feel more comfortable with being able to open up and come to you about those things?
The length of time that I've had on this job.
How long have you been doing this now?
20 years.
Jesus Christ, you don't even look like you're 20.
2024.
Jesus Christ, 20 years you've been doing
20 years.
this?
2004. Yeah. 20 years.
Yeah, don't date yourself. You're telling people how old you are.
I still remember. I was living in Southington, and it was years. I was trying to practice and trying to understand the 1003, the application that you fill out to get a mortgage. And we had to learn it and then show, the borrowers and go into meetings and understand, and how do you properly take that. And I didn't understand anything. It was like gobbledygook. I didn't understand where this goes. I don't understand just the whole interpretation of it. And it was probably about 2.5 years. I'm a slow learner. But I remember vividly driving on 84, going east to Hartford, to East Hartford, our branch, and it was like on the highway, and it just went over my eyes like a matrix. Like I can literally close my eyes and see the entire 1003 before I even think of the question. It's almost like when you're in the trenches and you learn it and you learn it, it didn't click. I don't understand it. You just keep going in repetition over a while. It just went into me, where now it's just continuously knowing the basics. And as long as you know the basics of taking a proper application, of asking the right questions up front, that sets the comfort for them to tell you the answers or what their concerns are or what their future are. And then, the two most important questions that I ask on every single application are two to start off with. One, what's a monthly payment that you feel comfortable by paying every single month? Like a mortgage, including taxes, insurance. This. Okay. And how much were you looking to put down? From there, you could build the mortgage around those two things instead of just like, hey, what's your rate? The rate's the smallest piece of the pie.
Well, and people don't really understand how the rates work or what a rate is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, so in layman's terms for the people, what is a mortgage rate?
What is a mortgage rate?
What is a mortgage rate in the most layman of terms for the people to understand?
It's the rate that you are paying back the money that you are borrowing.
Okay. What, with that being said, affects a mortgage rate as far as what rate you get?
Many, many, many factors.
Okay.
The economy, inflation, deflationary, the borrowing costs, what is happening. And it's just, you need to roll with how the whole many different factors that fall into play. At the end of the day, little tidbit is that every single bank, every single lender, all have the same rates. The rates are the rates.
The rates are the rates.
The rates are the rates. And they go in eighths. So let's just say basic numbers, okay? So let's just say it's 5. 5 and an eighth, 5 and a quarter, 5 and 3/8, 5 and a half, 5 and 7/8, 5 and it just goes on. So they break in eighths. So it comes across as a matrix every single day. Like these are the rates. So every lender has the rates. Same rates. But what's different from the lender to lender is the cost that they're going to charge in association for those rates on what they're going to get back on the yield of those particular products. But at the end of the day, when someone says, what's your rate? Everybody's got the same rate. But is it the different cost or the credit or whichever? And then how you fall into that grid of, as I call it, your CIA. Very simple, your credit, your income, your assets.
CIA.
Credit, income, and assets.
Yeah. The 3 letters you don't ever want to come after you. That's for damn sure, okay?
Right.
Whether or not it's credit, income, or assets, or if it's the real Central Intelligence Agency.
I remember, not too long ago, I came up with that CIA on an application. I was talking with somebody, and I remember the phone just went silent. I said, you got to remember 3 letters. CIA, write this down. I could hear go CIA, and it was paused. It was silent. And I was like, I didn't think about this through.
No, because
not the government.
Oh, they're panicking.
Yeah, it's
they're
credit, income, assets.
I need to think of, buying a house requires the Central Intelligence Agency to check on me? What the hell, man?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that's how the mortgage rate thing kind of works. And that's great for people to understand, because all the time as a realtor, I get people always asking me, people, interest rates are going to go down. And interest rates this and interest rates that. And, it's one of those things that, once again, I look at them and I go, listen, number one, I don't have a crystal ball. Number two, I'm not a mortgage person. And what controls interest rates, like you said, there's so many factors. So many factors. But I think it's important for people to understand what controls the interest rate and how that kind of works. And I think that you did a great job explaining that. Now,
I hope so.
You listen, I can tell you one thing.
I hope so.
Oh God, let me stop. I'm about to bring up an old story when I get on the phone with you.
Go ahead.
Oh my God. You explain things very, very, because it's like a matrix. That's why I call you the mortgage savant. Okay, that's the thing.
The
mortgage savant. Because you break it down, and you break it down in detail in the way that people should get it. But then when they don't get it, that's when the fun starts, because that's when you have to kind of break yourself down, and then I watch you and listen to you explain it in layman's terms. And it is hysterical to listen to.
Well, a lot of times I need to explain it, so I need to understand it.
Yes.
So as long as I understand it, I think
they get it. They get it. Yeah. They always get it. So now, that's all important, because talking to you, you're the key person in any financial transaction for a home, because of the fact that without money, you can't buy a house. And so I get a lot of people that'll come to me and they'll want to buy a house and they want to know what the next step they should do. And I always then say, hey, I got a guy. You need to talk to him first.
That's the point right there. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
It's not it's you and me, our close attorneys. It's the inner workings of a team.
Yes.
And that's the biggest thing is that if you think that you can do this, you have multiple different options. You could do this on your own. You don't have to do anything. You could just put a hard pause on everything, or you can work with us. And what we would do is, as you know, we work as a close-knit team. From my broker to you, to your broker, to our attorneys. And we work in conjunction like this team that's gone through fires before.
We have. We definitely have.
And when you refer, and that's the biggest thing is about sending referral when you say, oh, I got this guy. Or when I pre-approve somebody and I say, I got this guy, Keith. You know when you get the phone call that you have to perform because of the relationship that we have.
Absolutely, hands down.
That is the biggest part of a referral because I'm handing that person off to you, you're handing that person off to me.
And trusting that you are going to be able to do and take care of them like a baby. Because they're my baby, right?
Every time I speak to them, I get the referral from you. It's you at like the 11 o'clock that's like looking over the entire phone call or transaction or whichever, because I have to answer to you as well.
Yeah. And same goes when you've given me referrals, you know, it's like a baby. I mean, I hate to say it, these individuals that are coming to buy a house or coming to talk to me or you about buying a house, they've never done it before, a lot of them. And it's scary. They don't know anything. And so it's just like a child that's never walked, never crawled, never talked. You have to teach it. And while you're teaching it, you have to care for it and make sure that you're very conscious of their feelings and where they are. And so then you go and basically when I give them to you, it's like a daycare. I'm trusting you to take care of this baby that I've manifested. To then make sure it grows up to be a good adult. Yeah, that's real estate in a nutshell. And then we've got our attorneys that we work with, that we love. We've got our people that we truly enjoy working with.
And doing our diligence and making sure at the end of the day that our time is not wasted. Because we are not hourly. We are not salaried. Time is money.
Time is money all day.
Wasting time is the worst thing. Yes, there are many other factors either in my personal life or whichever, but when I'm dealing with business, a referral, it is time and time is money. And at the end of the day, you know, time kills deals.
Always does. Always does. I mean, we had one recently that was problematic. It's God knows what. Lord have mercy. Help me, Jesus. Help me. Help me.
He came with the fires lit.
Oh my God. I called you up. I literally called you up. I think it was at like 10 o'clock at night. I was emotionally spent. I'm like, Jason, I need you, Jay. I need you. And you're like, what's up? And I'm like, got this deal. I'm already working it with a different lender that they brought to me, and I think this lender ain't gonna work out. I need you to come in the background and do your thing. And damn if you don't do your thing every time. That's the second time you had to come in and save a deal from a lender that was not doing what they need to do. So that leads me to talk about this. What is the difference between a lender, a mortgage lender, and a mortgage broker?
That's a great question.
I thought it was. That's why I came up with it, damn it.
A lender is like your local banks. Let's say I just want to get a mortgage. You pick up the phone, you call either Webster Bank, Liberty Bank, Citizens, retail banks.
I'm sorry. You said Liberty Bank?
What?
Instantly my brain went to Liberty. Great advertising by them. Way to go, Liberty. Because it's that minute you said it, shit jumped in my head. But continue.
It's all right. I just opened an account with Liberty.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Did you walk up and say email?
I did. No, I didn't do the email. I did Liberty. And he looked at me and he went poking his pen at me, looking at it like, obviously I've heard that before.
Every time.
So I stopped.
Good
So those retail institutions, banks, they have their own money. Retail, they lend their own money out. They have their own guidelines. Brokers, such as ourselves, I work in wholesale. Wholesale are the lenders that I work with, that we're online with. They are big lenders that just lend money. In essence, their guidelines are more of a gray area for people with lower credit, less down payments, better products, better rates, because all they do are mortgages. With the retail banks, they have a multitude of different products where their money goes, not just mortgages, from CDs to IRAs to other things. The wholesale lenders that we're online with, they just do straight mortgages. Lots of different types of mortgages, but yes, just mortgages. So when you call like a mortgage broker or a loan consultant such as us in the wholesale market, in order to get those products to help you, it all goes back to the basics of asking the right questions.
Okay.
They're all there.
They're all there.
Everything that you ever, from 1% down to anything that you can pretty much imagine, the wholesale market is just continuously building and getting better and working with like how the scenarios are with what people's needs are.
Okay.
So pretty much when you go, sorry, I kind of went off a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. You go to retail bank, typically it's 20% down. Where's your credit score above a 740? Is it a single family? You're gonna live there. Great. Here's your pre-approval letter. We'll get a house.
So is it safe to say this?
Mortgage brokers, we ask the right questions, and we don't necessarily have to abide by those strict guidelines because we have the lenders that loan on a higher loan to value, that have products for people with lower credit scores. Yes, at the end of the day, yes, there's the FHA, which has lower credit scores, higher loan to values, less down payment, and then you have the conventional. But out of those, you have different facets of mortgage products that the lenders then offer.
So is it safe to say, if I was to kind of surmise it, a lender or a bank type of lender is like walking into Ethan Allen's store, right? Ethan Allen. So it's pretty much a brick and mortar.
Yep.
It is a standalone Ethan Allen store, right? Because Ethan Allen doesn't do really malls or strip malls or even malls. Ethan Allen likes to build their buildings because they have a certain architectural design that they do.
Holy crap.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Ethan Allen's rare that you'll find one inside of a mall or a strip mall because they build their buildings because they have a strategic placement for it. Check that out.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah. Think about every Ethan Allen you see.
I'm thinking about it right now.
It's all of them have been an individual building.
Huh.
Right?
Okay.
Versus you, which is more like a strip mall or a mall, meaning you can go in there and actually find what you want in different areas of that mall. You're not stuck with just Ethan Allen when you walk in there. You have different opportunities, more files and folders, more stores that you can shop from.
That's exactly where my brain's going right now for imagery, is like my storage of shelves is just down of where I can get those products for that person.
Perfect. So you're the mall of mortgages.
Whoa. Mall.
Yes, you're a mall. You got foot action. You got
I get pretzel time.
Like, you got pretzel time. You got to take a break. You got a restroom.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got it all. You know what I mean? Like, so you're the one-stop shop for all that good stuff.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yes.
I like shopping in the mall.
I'm just in the Danbury Fair Mall. I miss it. It's so much fun.
Is it? I haven't been to a mall in forever. Damn you, Amazon. Damn you, 2-day shipping. Okay. But I'm off track because I'm talking about malls and stuff. And I shouldn't be shopping anyway. Because you are going to tell me, because I'm going to want to go buy another house, that I should probably save my money and not use it and abuse it. And I should make sure my credit's tight and right.
It's asking the questions behind the questions and knowing what your future goals are. The basics.
The basics. Okay.
Everybody has different plans. Everybody has, goals and everything. But starting off the rip, somebody that, my parents bought a house, or whichever. I'm about to start a family, and I like the school system in this town, and I think I've been renting for a while, and the rent's been going up right now. I think it's more advantageous to start putting my money to use, and we'll circle back to that, in which making your money work for you, which is a big thing that we're going to talk about.
And that is something.
And that's where you start asking the questions. And while you're filling out the 1003 of the application, you start to understand, I don't even need to write down on a specific application anymore. It's all implanted after so many times doing it. You just know the questions before you're ready to ask the questions. It's just filtering where you just ask them what they're doing, and then you first say, there are no dumb questions. There are none. Ask. But first, can I ask you a couple questions before we begin? Sure, great. What's a monthly payment that you feel comfortable about paying, and how much of a down payment? I don't know much, like how much we're looking to put down. Okay, so we start first with the monthly payment, and then ask you questions. Can I ask you a couple more questions? Do you have an email? Where do you work? We're ready to go through the application right now. Are you comfortable with it right now? I don't know. I mean, you just know how to also read the situation as well. So typically when we each get a referral from each other, we already know it's already go time.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, as we talked about a couple minutes ago, it's not wasting anybody's time. So when I refer somebody to you, it's not going to be, oh, I might have some questions and then I'll call you back in 5 years. Or maybe this or maybe that. I've already done my diligence, so when I hand them off to you, or
they're ready. It's ready. It's
hand
go
it
time.
off to me.
Go time.
You've already talked about what I'm going to do, the prep, and then when I get it, I am ready to perform.
So that takes me to the question. Actually, I got two that came out of that.
Oh boy,
I got two. I'm gonna hold one of them for a little bit later, because that one's about making the money.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, people.
Yes.
This world is about making the money. It's about making the money.
We're not in this for free.
No, we're not in this for free. And people that get into buying a house, they need more money. And so what I'm going to bring up with that question, and I know you know the answer to it, is what is a portfolio of real estate? And how do people get themselves started in a portfolio? But hold on. Not going to let you jump into that just yet.
Sure.
Not just yet. Because my next question to you was going to be...
You are on it today.
I'm on it.
I love it.
Like that, right?
Good for you.
My next question to you is...
Oh, boy.
When I talk to and have a client that is looking, I'm literally bringing you far less information than when you have a client and you're bringing it to me, right? Because when you think about it, I'm talking to my client.
Hold on, I'm going to kill this jacket. Yep.
You're showing the jacket?
Yes.
Oh, it's getting hot in here, baby.
No, it is.
It's getting serious. It's getting serious. So when you talk to, well, the jacket has your microphone, so you're going to need that. It does. You don't have to pinch that off.
My bad.
So when I talk to a client, I'm finding out their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations, what area they want to live in. And all of that fun, funky stuff, right? I asked the question of, do you know what your credit score is currently? And what you know, because you run into this all the time, that people think they know their credit score and they're completely wrong.
Yeah.
Credit Karma, that's your fault. Now, with that being said, I then bring them to you and introduce them to you. And I'm probably giving you some good information about them as a person, as a human being, how they operate, what they do for a living type of thing. But I'm not giving them the information giving you the information that you give me when you get a client. Because the information you give me when you're referring someone to me has, Keith, they're ready to go. This is what we're looking for. This is the amount they're looking to spend. This is how much they can do. So I'm going in there fully vetted, ready to go. You literally are giving me all the bullets I need to go to war.
Yes.
I'm giving you the gun.
Yes.
You have to put the bullets in.
Yes.
And then you give the gun back to me.
Yes.
With the bullets.
Correct.
That's pretty much how that goes.
Just throw it back and forth.
You just throw it back and forth.
Yeah.
Right? So that leads me to the question of, Is it best to talk to you as fast as possible versus spending so much time talking to a realtor?
I'd say it's best to start talking to either you or I at the same time.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because we're a team.
That is true. That is true.
It's open communication. So if it starts between you, you know you know the questions to ask on that side of things, and I know what questions to ask on my side of things. And together we work as a team. And somewhere you think, well, why are you just saying that? Well, it's not just saying that. It's history of working together and choosing the people that you want to work with.
True.
100%.
100%. Because I've worked with others, and let me tell you something.
It's a fiery crap.
It's like
shit show.
It's a shit show, man. Like, there's been times where I've called lenders that I had dealing with, and I'm like, they're not calling you back. You can't. You don't want to be rude. You can't call them at 10. I can call you at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, I've called you at 10 o'clock at night all the time. All the time. Shit.
Yes.
I mean, that's that benefit in that relationship that we have, and that the ability to communicate and stay on track, on point, where we literally just check on each other to make sure how we're doing today. How you doing today?
Yes.
What's going on?
Yes.
How's the kids? How's the family? How's this? That's important. That's important in the deal. But I think it's also important for people to know that when you do come and talk to me, my first initial action that I'm going to have them do
is talk to me.
Talk to you.
Correct. Okay.
So no matter who you are, and I'm saying this to anyone listening, when you talk to me, I'm going to handle your emotional side. I'm going to find out about your life, what your aspirations are, your goals, where you want to be at, things like that. But after that first initial conversation, I'm going to end that conversation with, I got to have you connect and speak with my guy, Jason here, who can actually get you to where you want to be so that I can then take you there.
The only way that we were able to get to this point right now is history and clout and going through the fire together. Because we do the same thing, just in our own respect.
Yep.
So I have borrowers that come to me, they're looking to get a house. I found a house, 12 Main Street. Oh, that's fantastic. Why don't we make sure you qualify? Oh, okay. So then I already know that I need to ask the right questions, so then when I hand them off to you,
sweet Jesus, yes,
you already do the same thing. Or there's times when you get people saying, oh, I love that house. Well, how much did you go through the financial aspect first?
Jason.
No.
Jason.
So
Jason.
it's how to ask the right questions.
Sometimes it doesn't even matter if you ask the right question.
Correct.
Because there's some people, which we've had it,
yes,
where you've literally given them the paper that says, this is what you can afford. I get the same paper. You email us both of them.
Correct.
And I look at it and I go, oh, okay, great. You should be looking at a house for $420,000. And then all of a sudden, they send me a text saying, Keith, I love 123 Main Street. I want to go see that. And I pull it up and I'm like,
it's like $75,000.
$700,000. You got approved for $420,000.
Right. Well, that goes all the way back again. And this was just taught to me in the beginning. And I just used what works for me continuously, and that builds referrals. And out of that is asking the right questions. And somebody says, why does he keep doing that? It's going back to the basics. As long as you know the basics, know the basics. Know the basics of taking a 1003. Know the basics of asking the right questions. Know the basics of having the right team behind you. Us, our attorneys. Again, he keeps kind of saying the same thing. Yes, because that's how our business is.
That's it.
Is history and referrals.
That's it.
Word of mouth, a little advertisement.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
This hopefully gets out there.
No, yeah, it's going to get out there. It's going to get out, because we're funny. We're funny too. That's the other thing. That's the other thing. It's a fun team.
Yes,
we're a fun team. Like, we're wild. Like, it's a little funky.
Everybody has a different scenario of what they're looking to do. Everybody has different dreams. And the ones that say, oh yeah, hey, my sister got this, I want this. That's great. Why don't we ask the right questions for you? And then they will start, and then it just starts to like blossom into what their future goals, their manifestations, what they're looking for their family or whichever. But the only way to get there is, again, asking the right questions. So at the end of the day, when they say, okay, what's your rate? The rate is such the smallest piece of the pie. The rate is not the whole total mortgage. The total mortgage is understanding what they're looking to do. You can slap 6% or whatever at anybody. But did you ask them the right questions? Because the worst thing at the end of the day is having a close, done, handshake, walk away, and then 30, 60 days afterwards, you get a phone call that says, hey, so I talked to somebody and they said that they got this, but you didn't say anything about this at all. Like, I could have put this down, or I could have done this. And then it looks bad on you. And then in essence, how are you going to get a referral out of it?